Okay, so I think I have figured something out, kind of, not really. I'm trying to unpack this mess a little bit, and I don't really have any more to report on because I just don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm really bad at language stuff. It's one thing to just get all the building blocks and be able to put them all together, but this one's just like full of a lot of stuff where I'm like, I don't know if I even can piece this together. But it's like toward I, you, oh yeah, I don't know. This is terrible. But this part I noticed before says Sinclair Lou, Epson Lou, forget, Ool. That's interesting, actually. I'm kind of piecing it a little bit together right now, too. I wanted to point out that this says Ul teach. Ul teach. You teach. So Lou is interesting there. If Ul is you, then it might mean that you're not is Lou. So that could mean you're not House Sinclair, you're not House Epson, you'll forget, you, Oh, let's line that up. Oh, see. That goes there. You dine in, I don't know what that means. But this is the big thing. J-R-E. Uld jor ger-ri. That lines up. Where's the page? Caitlin J-R-E. However you pronounce these names. So that is a note in our grandmother's mausoleum that mentions Caitlin J-R-E. And that note is written in Orion, or Rajan. I don't know. I'm plagued by not knowing how you pronounce the J's in this game, in this language in this game. That could be a note to her daughter saying that she is J-R-E. So I'm guessing that this right here is Lady Epson, our grandmother. I don't think we necessarily know. Let's see. She's technically named here, endowed with her mother's surnames, but I think Lady Epson is her replaced name, so like we don't really have a through line here with this note. Okay, so we are royalty then. I'm not just the heir to this manor, which was done manually. I am the heir to the entire country. The dethroned, potentially rightful heir, if you even believe in the idea of rightful heirs in that context, really. I believe this note is, I think this is probably the core of it. You're not Sinclair or Epson, then something Uld. Ul is you. Jor. J-R-E. Do I have Jor? Let's see. There's other stuff I wanted to get to later. Classrooms. God damn it. Where's the fucking translation page? Oh, it's because Orion's its own folder, right. So bad at this. Do we have Jor? Lore is word. Yeah, I don't know Jor or Rouge, since they can be reversed either way. Aj lore, that's still not Jor or Raj. I don't know where you get all the information for this language, it's hard. But I kind of intuitively was picking up on the idea that this is probably relevant to our family's inheritance and so on, because that's just like how narratives work, and my instinct for storytelling might be making up for my inability to translate the language. I think that that might be the gist of this note, is functionally, you are the heir to this family, you are genre. That's like the best I can get out of this right now. I wish I could be more helpful and actually translate the note, but oh my god. I just do not have it figured out. So that's whatever. Save my progress though there. I'll keep that for later. Alternatively, I was thinking about this. This thing just says like 50, no. This says 1,000, 1213. Yeah. 1213. And these tell us to break up numbers like that. What I don't love about this is that you don't get a clear approach. The example says plus, minus, times, divide, but the rule says resulting in the valid mathematical equation that produces the smallest whole number possible. The first number should always be teal to begin with a positive number, which is weird because they keep hitting us with the other math, and that math on the dartboard loves to get negative numbers. And it says that if you get more than 3 digits, repeat it. The final number you obtain is less than 4 digits. Wait, what? If the number is a result with more than 3 digits, repeat the above process. The final number you obtain that is less than 4 digits is considered the numerical core. Less than 4 digits. I don't understand. It says that if you have less than 4 digits, that's the numerical core, but it says to repeat the process if you have more than 3. Why is there a discrepancy there? That's a gap. If you have 3 digits, then... Oh, more than 3 digits and less than 4. Right. There's not a discrepancy there. They're both saying a relative thing that doesn't... It's greater than or less than without saying or equal to. That's my mistake. So, to be clearer, 3 or fewer is a numerical core. 4 or more, do it again. Okay. So, it's like, this is... All we have here is a number. So if we go here, it's 1213. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. 1213 times 1 is still negative 2. No, negative 1. Divided by 3 is negative 1/3. So that's not going to work probably. 1213. 1 times 2 is 2. I don't like this. I don't like having to randomly assign the symbols and be like, I don't know, is this one right? And they have to be in that sequence, right? So 1, 2... It has to be positive first. Is it even usable? Like the 2 has to be times, divide, or multiply. It can't be add because the 1 at the beginning has to be the green number. The teal number. If you multiply by 2, then you end up with 2, but then, like, what do you do with the 3 later? Like, if you divide the other... If you subtract the other 1, you go back down to 1, and then you divide by 3? 1/3? That's not a number that fits this thing, I don't think. It feels like you can't get a numerical core out of 1213 if the result has to be an integer. So like Maybe it's just not applicable, I guess. Well, I tried. Boop, boop. Back to the game. Save and continue. Let's try the next day. I thought I might have a lead. I just don't know what to make of the fact that it's Lady Absint's thing and there's a number. And I don't know what 1213 means. That's not like a year. Day 61. The year 1213 isn't relevant to her as far as I know. Because she's not anywhere near that old. Let's see. Last run. Yeah, we should have made tunnel progress, so let's take a look at that. Because I need to know for a fact whether or not I can get more crates to be gone or not. It was like a pretty solid wall, and I think I triggered it like 4 times, so it should definitely visually look like something else by now. Oh. Okay. Was I a fool on camera again? Okay, the solid wall is being broken down. There's a door back there. Okay. Yeah. It was such a weird solid wall, and it was like yeah, it's clipping through the wall. I thought it was just like a weird asset, just to end the hallway on. Nope. There is another fucking door back there. Okay, so this is important. If I remove 2 crates, I should be good. They probably will remove this one next to be rude, but then after that, whatever one goes next, I should be able to walk through that gap. So I just need to get rid of 2 more crates. So if I get the effect drawn this run, I should be good. 621. Ha 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 ha. I can't believe there's a long, dark tunnel called 621. Anyway, I'm mature. And I still don't know where to... Ooh, that actually might be where. Maybe. Yeah, let's hope to make progress there, and maybe it'll turn out that in that tunnel is where I use the Ares key, because I don't know where to take the Ares key. But we have a few different roles. Oh yeah. Bing. Teehee. One of my goals this run is to draft blue rooms on the 8th rank so we can learn as much as we can about this new mechanic and see how it works. Particularly, I can figure out which of the 3 ideas of how I thought it might work might be how it works. Oh, the casino. I forgot that. I forgot the monk blessing was still happening. I should have been thinking about where I rest affecting that. Damn it. Welp. Do I want to get protection against red rooms or do I want items? I'm working on the tunnel. So getting a shovel would be nice to start off there, but I don't know if I'll even draw that rule this run. Telescope. Blah, blah, blah. Waka waka. Do shelter this time. I like being protected. I'm tempted to pause and go through some more notes again, because I'm just like, I'm looking at my situation, I'm like, do I have a clear enough goal right now? Oh, I should check out the blue tent. I should take a look at the blue tent to see if anything is different there that I can actually interact with. Because I'm like, right now, just drafting stuff on the 8th rank for blue memos, it's a good goal to have, but it's not the most concrete goal to be working towards in a run. It's just the campsite like always, but it is the blue tent. Hey, the blue bird is there. There's another visual a bug there where the blue stuffed animal bird is duplicated. There's 2 of them clipping through each other. Whoops. The gem room never does anything. Don't have a reason to think that direction goes anywhere. There's no keyhole here, and that's not Ares looking, is it? There'd have to be a visible keyhole anyway. I think this is just like this is just supposed to be the path to the outside world, and we probably never open that path unless it's the ending or something. Even that wouldn't make that much sense because my goal is to get this place, although if the goal becomes inheriting the kingdom, then I guess maybe going outside will make sense. But why? There's no reason for the way in to be locked from my perspective. I'm not a prisoner here. Do I want to do anything in the grotto? That note is in there. I don't really care though. We've concluded that the weird screens are about the security room. It's mostly time to start a new run. I really wish I could get the Ares key done, because one of my goals I do want to work on is getting the armory back. But I don't want to lose that hallway while that key is there, and I can't like do anything with the key. I need if anything, it's tempting to get the coat check so I can check the Ares key in the coat check, and then I can do the chess puzzle to get the armory back. So I can go back to slashing gem prices off of things and stuff. And I just want to have the shield again so I can be immune to more red effects. See, the blessing of the monk is still in play. Yeah, I guess I do have 3 goals right now. We have to look out for some rock. That's not very helpful. But draft blue rooms in the 8th rank, clear out more of the tunnel, and try to take the telescope to the planetarium. Well, that's kind of underwhelming. And then keep an eye out still for the Ares situation. I really hope I can figure out what the fuck that is. Workshop's not bad to have immediately. Not an amazing spot for it, but knowing it's in play immediately is good, and getting an item immediately is good. Okay. As we get later in the playthrough, there's more and more risk that just, like, loose ends will dry up, and I'll be like, how do I accomplish things? I'm afraid of putting the Ares key in the coat check just because I'm worried that, like, what if I fuck up somehow still? Then it's like, then I have to spend 2 days doing chess puzzles to regain the Ares key again because I fumble the coat check Ares key somehow. I should just let it sit for now. Let's see. I probably should sit down and really focus on the Baron's bafflers soon, just because it might have a clue. It probably has a clue, which probably exists for a reason. I'm torn on doing the bedroom closet or abusing the 4 redraws to get something cool. We want items, potentially. We just kind of always want items. But just this is a chance to get one of the rooms that is important. Ah, the attic is pretty good! Alright, I think I should take the attic upgrade. But yeah, while I have this effect, it is pretty good to be able to redraw the 4 corners like that. Shovel. That's a useful tool for triggering any kind of effect. Because yeah, I want to generate the lab or one of the computer rooms to access the lab. And then hope that one of today's effects can be the... I don't think so. Hope that one of today's effects can be the thing that removes more crates again. Den is good for layout. Commissary was tempting, but I just want to be able to reach the corner immediately. Spread it as much as possible at the beginning for good effects. These all are not great rooms. Commissary's fine. The walk-in closet? That is a comical amount of just getting all the items immediately. Unless they don't give me... Oh, rabbit's foot. More chance of finding items. Did I place the green room? No, I looked at the green room and didn't place it. Because the combination of rabbit's foot and green room would have meant generating a lot of items in green rooms, probably. Which would be pretty great. Womp womp. Classroom's a left turn. The den spreads out, but also is pointing at the one other door we already have. The classroom would let me redraw, but not that much. I think I'll take the den for being able to go further north. If I don't accomplish my goals enough this run, I'll go even harder on trying to crack some codes, because I do want to have the most pretty concrete goals, or at least a decent mix of goals to work towards. I worry that the series might be too aimless at times, but then I actually go through and upload the videos, and I have to name each video, and I'm like, there is a thing to name basically every video. I'm basically naming it after some form of progress or important thing that happened. Oh, I can't go south. And so getting to actually name the episodes and seeing that they consistently have a cool thing to name them after, I'm like, I'm doing pretty good in this playthrough, honestly. Oh, car keys. I'm not used to seeing an item in this room. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job overall. Especially since the game is not necessarily on my team all the time. I think I'm doing pretty good at having something impactful happen almost every single episode. The empty boxes are both true. The gems are in the black box. I have not had to think about these that much lately. I've deprioritized this room a little bit. This is not an empty box. The empty boxes are both true. If this is true, this has to be empty then. And then this one says, I'm not an empty box. Would have to be false. Because the empty boxes have to be true. The lying one has the thing in it. But I'm not an empty box would be true. Saying I'm not an empty box would be true in that context, because you're saying the empty boxes are true. That means that the false box has stuff in it. But I am not an empty box. If this is full, then this statement is true, which means that it can't be this one then. So these can't both be true at the same time. The gems are in the black box. I am not an empty box. They could both be true. And this one could be false. I think. I'm iffy on this one. I said that a lot, though. Nope. Secret passage, garage. Man. This could suck for my layout. But I have the car keys and I never get to use the car keys. I'm so annoyed about how often I get the car keys and don't get to use them. Hey, a lockpick. That makes this all a dead end that I'm not going to use anymore, and now I need to backtrack back around. Christoph. The fact that this room's full of boxes that look like they open. Okay, so my layout sucks. We've been reduced to 2 doors that are in the same spot. So I really need this to be an open layout. I have no re-rolls. But if the courtyard works out just right here, I can at least connect back to the, bing bing. I can at least connect back to the foundation, which will give me 2 more branching paths. So we're hoping for a right turn or a forward. No, if they're all dead ends and lefts, then this runs over already. It's not a great placement of a dining room, but I'm trying to open up. Sometimes having an open path right next to the foundation, for example, feels kind of pointless because of where it's located. Hello. I already have the parts to make the super purse again. And the workshop, actually. Oh, shit. Let's go do it. That's comical to have this immediately right after I don't need it as much anymore. Womp womp. Coin purse. That's not the combination for that. It's you that makes a torch? Yeah, but I don't think I want a torch. That's the super lock pick, but I really like the metal detector. I don't want to lose it. Okay, so I have a super purse again. A lucky purse. That is a wild item to have. It doesn't do a ton for us right now because we have, once again, our big expensive goal is gone. But it does mean that if I draw... It means that I can reasonably probably clean out the entire commissary and maybe the entire other place again. Alright. Generally speaking, I want to go north or west to get away from the foundation door to get the most variety and spread out map. Because if it goes to the other direction, it can just collide with the foundation path and then I'm back to having no paths. It's an okay use of hallway, but also kind of shit. I do kind of want to go left because of all that area I can't access right now, and the foundation's already kind of pointing me northward. Here we are, awkwardly starting over. 1 coin, ooh woo. Security will let me run an experiment. That's good. Oh, banana. Ah! Nope, don't want to be here. The way that waiting for this process subtly hurts my brain. All the pauses, all the moments where I have to wait for text to populate, and then waiting for these moments, I'm like... I've done this so many times! Okay, experiment setup. Please give me tunnel. Nah! Okay, reservoir, I guess. Lower the reservoir every time I do... Crash ball digging. Upgraded floor plan. I think I'm gonna find more upgraded floor plans than anything else this run. So let's do that one. Start experiment. Okay, so we're not gonna make any progress on other thing. And the reservoir is just really low priority, so I don't care that much about it, but sure, it'll let me drain the... Definitely a storeroom. There, oh, there it goes. There it goes. Yeah, this is right. This is an upgraded room. How many upgraded rooms have I drawn so far? Did the den always have 1 gem in it, or was that an upgrade? Wow, it's been long enough that I don't remember what stuff is upgraded or not. The courtyard was upgraded, right? No. Yes. The 2 gems are an upgrade. I don't remember if the den ones are. Did I upgrade the garage to have 3 keys, or did it always have 3 keys? Oh my god, I don't remember what has an upgrade or not anymore. The dining room, does that count as an upgraded room? It's not upgraded via the upgrade mechanic, it's upgraded via me buying a lunchbox. So I don't actually know what an upgraded room counts as, but by default I assume it's the 15 upgrade disc rooms, in which case we did get the total recently that I've spent 15 of them, so that should be a decent number of opportunities to lower the reservoir. Laboratory is immediately not useful to me because of the other room. The Nook is underwhelming to draw at this point. I think I'll draw it, but then go back south. Though the Nook was also upgraded, the key wasn't originally there, right? No. I upgraded it to draw the library automatically, which is really underwhelming now, but whatever. I felt a little guilty for digging spots up earlier because it might have affected my experiment and I was preemptively wasting them, but turned out that that's not the experiment we ended up running, so we're fine. No, let me turn right. Oh, this sucks for my layout. These aren't even good. They're all bedrooms. Like, fuck off. That sucks. Okay, gift shop. I don't need the gift shop, but I do need its layout. So this is another useless room for me again, right? I guess the question is whether or not Dirigiblocks is genuinely coming soon in gameplay terms, and it's a thing in the game, or if it's coming soon in, like, real life. Like, we'll patch it in one day. It's not immediately clear what they mean by that. And the distinction is important. Because we have slowly figured everything else out, and it's all turned out to be real. A dice. A die, sorry. Someone will... I gotta sit there and correct myself, or somebody else will act smug about it. Oh, the nurse's station is wasted here. Oh, this sucks. I guess I'll just place it because it's at least a dead end. I don't want to waste the other rooms. And yeah, it's another upgraded room, so it does do that. But it's poorly placed for me to actually use its effect later. I'll probably be up north somewhere. Not great layouts. The throne room, I think, is a waste at this point. I guess we'll do the classroom. I think the throne room is a waste of time at this point because its benefit is whatever's going on with the... what feels like an endgame goal. Both because, I mean, it's the throne room in this narrative, so there's on that perspective it feels like the endgame goal. But it's also like... I'm unable to achieve anything there. Like, it's an expensive room that at best gives me one item sometimes and not much else. And I don't know where at least two of the items are that one note says to take there. So it's not going to help me. This gives me a bunch of steps. Yeah, I guess when she talks about how rested she felt in each bedroom, it makes you think you're supposed to draw something from that narratively, but it really does feel like it's just a Yelp review of all the bedrooms. And the master bedroom is probably the best bedroom because it gives you one step for every room you have in the house. So if you draw it late in your playthrough, you could get like 40 steps from it. It's a bit early for it now, and I'm also trying not to close off my layout right now, so I'm going to go with the gymnasium because it's not particularly harmful, especially if it gives me the shoes. Oh, right, I'm immune to the gymnasium. Man, I'm bad at keeping track of everything at the same time. Yeah, I have the shelter this run, so I'm immune to 3. It'd be kind of nice if sheltered showed up on the drafting screen to indicate that it's going to shelter you. Because when you're drawing other stuff, you're frequently reminded, like, ah, you have the shield, ah, you have the book, ah, you have the time travel thingy. There's like so many things that pop up, but shelter doesn't pop up on that screen, I don't think. The double veranda, bit shit for my layout, but maybe it helps to just burst up this right side here, since I already have 3 doors pointing in this area. I just significantly increased the chance that items will spawn in green rooms. I was gonna say that the stacks with the rabbit's foot, but actually the rabbit's foot has been combined with the purse, so I'm doubling my money, but I've actually lost the other bonus. I'm no longer increasing my loot chances. A dead end up here would suck, and the laboratory is also not useful, so the commissary would be good. Oh, dinner. And it's mostly useless. Get some gems, I guess. Wasteful source of key, and also, wow, I have a lot of keys. Do I have... Ooh, banana. Open for an open layout room. Hallway's good. It's against the wisdom of the game to be this high. Oh wow, yeah, the hallway was my first upgrade, I think. It gave me this key. It's always that coin right there. I've been in the hallway with the metal detector so many times that I'm memorizing where the loot spawns. Yeah, these stayed lit. So when I broke the piggy bank, this whole thing went away, but those are still lit, so I can't light it again to get the piggy bank to show up again, but it still takes my money. Observatory is kind of a waste. Lost and found, no. Geist bedroom is eh. I should spam the redraws to get the coolest thing I can on the off chance that something cool shows up. Not really. The trove. Oh my god, damn it. I'm so sorry, everyone. I filled up 2 of the rank 8 rooms thoughtlessly. It's so easy to get in the groove of, like, how to smartly... like, how to play the game. I feel like it keeps being a red moon. Does that mean anything? There is no realm that flies the white flag. Okay, that's just a clue about the sigils which were passed. That is helpful, though. Is it true, though? Do I... Because I also have to keep track of the rules about which rules are true or not. I find that whole thing exhausting. I'll try to remember not to spend the last 3 rank 8 rooms on non-blue rooms. Whoops. Pool gives me pump room potentially, so let's go for that. So I've unlocked a passageway all the way up here now. So let's go back and fill in that lower area, knowing that I don't have to necessarily reach that point. And that's kind of nice. Did I spend one of them? I thought the 2 observatories were supposed to separately increase my stuff. Did I spend a reroll on that bit from stars? Forget. It's a bad use of drawing room, so I think I'd go for the locksmith just for the... yeah, don't need the lockpick. Special key. It's a silver key, and I might as well buy the discounted keys. 3 for 12. Because I am unlikely to need the amount of money that I have this run. And it's an awkward distance to get back to the Nook. This is why I often go in one distance really deep at a time and don't necessarily go back and forth like that. I might as well open the 46th room. You get these big snaking approaches where it's like, oh, now I gotta get back to the other side. And it's like, ah, shit. It's not connected for shit. It's really bad. So then I'm gonna lose steps. Sometimes I feel like I get a speed boost, like I accidentally trigger like a speed bug. Oh, is it empty again? Okay, so I think the reservoir can't be drained anymore unless I add water to it to drain it more. I want to go to the pump room to see what it's doing to the reservoir water to be sure. Because if it is removing water from the system, then I probably don't want to do this effect anymore. Because there are rooms that benefit from having water in them, and I also want to be able to refill that water back up to the tunnel height if I ever need to go there again. But I now have access to that bottom floor again, so now when I get a bunch, if nothing else, I can compulsively open all of those boxes with any leftover keys, just to be like, just sure that there isn't anything hidden in them. Because like, what if there is an upgrade disc in one of them, or some other thing, or an allowance token? I think some of the notes hinted at those, but those also might have been notes that were wrong in the convoluted logic of it all. But like, I definitely have runs where I have keys I have nothing to spend, that I don't have a use for. And it would be fun to just kind of like open them all up just to be sure. But it's very possible that there's just one sanctum key in one box, and that's all that's in any of them, and that's it. And I'm fully acknowledging that, but also acknowledging that it's hard to be sure until I actually am sure. Oh, hey, we're back. Right. This happened. So it's a thing that I'm not gonna like risk progress for. I'm not gonna like risk my resources when I need them, but it's a way of, it's a fun outlet to have for my resources on dead runs. Oof. It means having to run all the way back around, but the door's already there, so I might as well do the utility closet. Benefit from the utility closet. Turn off the gymnasium, turn on the garage. And I do have to run all the way back now, which sucks, but the utility closet is probably worth it. I can now open every security door because I already set the thing up. When I placed the classroom, I didn't know it was going to be a dead end, so I haven't checked it yet. I'm getting no beeps. It's just the apple. Alright. This room is now powerless against me. Layout's getting pretty full. Let's see. Yeah, we don't get to do the tunnel thingy. Haven't been in this room yet. Oh, banana. Me when I find banana in swim trunks. What do I do with all these gems? Not a good time for the freezer. Not great. I'll do the office. I'm not trapped in a corner yet. I'm gonna go ahead and not turn on the computer yet. And I will wait to see if I happen to draw the meeting room or whatever it's called. Because then it'll gather all the stuff there. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't want to go through that entire layout I just ran around in again to try to gather up the remains of this thing. But yeah, this being my only remaining doorway is not great for the rest of this layout. But, okay, remember, 8th rank, I want blue room. It's like my biggest goal, basically. Silver key's not very good right here. Music room, not bad. Blue room with keys. Secret garden. I can use that later. You put it here. Okay, so blue rooms on the 8th rank are supposed to have a secret blue note. I believe it did use the term hidden. Is it behind the drum set? Where is it? Is it hidden behind those notes? It was every blue room, right? Behind the violin. Uh-oh. I can't like crouch or anything. And this was always here. Denoted in verse. Which I take to be a pun maybe, like denoted in verse, like backwards, written backwards. Although I don't know if I've pieced together, have an idea of what to read backwards or what to get from that. Particularly because the entire clue on the pages, I think that was the one that led to me digging under the trees outside, so it worked. Is it under one of the chairs? I feel crazy. Let's see what I draw next. This would be a good place for a silver key. Boiler room is another blue room. We'll see if I can find the blue note in this room and maybe have a better idea going forward how they might be hidden. And hopefully find the other one too. Oh, I thought that was a document. These are kind of some wild rooms to have to search for a small object. This one in particular is just really full of stuff. Could they hide it on there? Would they be rude enough to try to hide it on this thing that moves? Oh, it teleported a little bit. Does the animation reset instead of looping perfectly? How long is the chain of things? Have I seen them all yet? Maybe. Let's see the other side of them. I hope I'm not just like misinterpreting this entire mechanic. I thought it said that every eighth rank blue room would have a note on it, and I found one last time, the first time I did it. The animation definitely resets. If you look at it for too long, it definitely just teleports without looping cleanly. That's awkward. Yeah, it keeps everything pretty much where I'd like it to be. I feel so paranoid right now. It's not on top of the elevator. Blue tent. Each blue room you draft on the 8th rank will contain a hidden blue memo. Huh. It's pretty straightforward on its language. For a blue note. Can't see behind that stuff. Both sides of this boiler thing. Please. They really set me up to believe that these were findable with how the other one was just sticking out from under the carpet, but I think the trophy room just maybe doesn't have places to hide things. Oh geez, it's really not that hidden actually, god damn it. It just blends in. The high pressure condenser box is connected to not one but 2 remote power boxes. Ooh. Add this to my notes. Do a full page, do a full screenshot actually. Boiler room note. Okay. I take that to mean this thing. But where? It's still, I still have to see it. So they're saying that there's another use for this. Somewhere else, something else also opens or is powered when I do this. But I don't know where. It connects to the door by the gear puzzle. But it must be somewhere else too. Where the hell's the one in this room? I want to check the back of this thing. Oh. There is a major key hanging on the wall in the safe house. Is that even a reveal? The safe house. Stop defaulting to saving in Systems 32, you cursed app. Alright. Music room note. The safe house. Okay, that's called the shelter, so that's not the safe house. The safe house is... I don't think that's a room you draft in the entire game. And I have every room in the game according to the trophies, so... I assume the safe house is referring to the thing you get to via the reservoir boat? The tunnel? In which case... I'm not sure if that's even a reveal, actually. Also, how did I miss that note? I checked that location multiple times. Whatever. Did you go up here? Boom. Things are powered up here. Leaked electric eel aquarium should be fine. The reservoir is already empty. Okay. Yep. That's a helpful message to know about. So the experiments tell you when they can't do anything anymore. That's important. Oh, the shelter just got spent on this room. I spent the shelter on the aquarium and the chapel and the gymnasium. It's like one of the least effective uses of shelter I've ever done. But there just hasn't really been shelter to deal with. Ideally I put the secret garden here. And then loop back up here for a blue room. Yeah. The bad news is that I've used the shelter poorly. The good news is I haven't needed the shelter. I don't have a telescope for the planetarium. It did not draw in the walk-in closet this time. We're not doing the tunnel. Yeah, I'm mostly just drawing blue rooms right now, so I might as well do the conservatory instead of doing the several redraws because it might let me make some choices. I think I made the throne room more common earlier, which kind of sucks because the throne room sucks because of its price. But the throne room is clearly going to be important in the long term, so making it common is obviously good because if I need it later to like beat the game or do whatever the next milestone is, because I don't know how many more times that I'm going to think I'm going to beat the game and then I don't or something. But the more, at some point that room's going to matter. Whatever it's for hasn't happened yet. So it's gonna suck if I am trying to draw it and I can't get to draw. The Nook. I think I might make the Nook unusual. It gives you one key and is shaped like that, so it kind of sucks. I like the key, but I don't like that it's an L shape. Solarium is fine. The nurse's station. I mean, I want it to be in play for whenever I happen to need it. That's his point. Making the Nook rarer might be a little controversial, I don't know. I feel like I do okay on keys and it only gives you one, and it doesn't do anything else besides help you draw the library, which I also don't need anymore. So that mostly shouldn't matter. Alright, hoping for a blue room. Hoping for a blue room. Ooh. Storeroom or laboratory? Because it does feel like you get a note based on the room. Because the boiler room had a note about the boiler room, basically. So I wonder what kind of crazy lab note there might be. Okay, some of these are not hidden. This machine requires additional power piped in from the boiler room. Oh, great. Okay, so they all are notes that are mostly about the room you're in. That's pretty definitive. Blueprints, blue notes. Laboratory note. There we go. Alright, so that one's basically useless, but I'll chronicle it just for the sake of getting all of them, because that's fine. Gotta go back around now. That's fine too. Well, that's good to know. So that means if I'm confused about a particular blue room or trying to figure out what it's for or so on, then I can do that. I have a silver key again. I guess this is a valid place to use the silver key because I don't have anywhere else to use it. Conference room. I can bring money together in the conference room via the office next door. But I don't know if I'm going to draw anywhere to spend money. So it's probably pointless, but I do get to feel a little smarter for a second because of this ability to do this, so, you know, shut up. God, I'm so cool and smart. Look at me go. Ta-da! All this money will be doubled and I won't get the chance to spend it probably. Yay, I'm so cool. At least we're getting to see the blue note stuff and we're learning about that. I'm really sad that I accidentally wasted 2 of the slots. But I'll try to keep it in mind for the rest of the playthrough. It's just another thing to think about at all times on top of all the other things I'm always thinking about. It's fine. I'm good at that. I definitely don't publicly fuck it up all the time. I'm digging. And I got 16 keys, so let's... In a minute here, I'm just gonna go back to the reservoir and painstakingly open up way too many things with them, I guess. Just for the sake of being annoying. Actually, it might be a significant percentage of the leftover lockboxes. Do I care about getting into the antechamber? Get the crown. I don't really feel like doing all the lever stuff to get the crown right now, but 2 seconds from now when I try to open this direction up and I get a red door and I could have re-rolled it. Nope. These are not very helpful. I think the pump room's the way to go. A little disappointing to not fill in the last slot here, but since I emptied the reservoir, it's worth considering how to spend a 3rd silver key. Okay, so the silver key re-enters the pool every time you spend it. Okay, so let's drain this fountain and refill the aquarium. I don't think I have any need to have the aquarium empty, and it makes me sad that it's empty. But then I'll be refilling the reservoir potentially. That sucks. I've spent all my keys. Okay, so let's refill the aquarium, which is 3, right? Tank 1. So this could all definitely be more emptied than it currently is. Yerp. I think I pretty much have to put tank 2 into the reservoir. So I can then transfer the water over to the other side. I think what I'm gonna do is because yeah, my goal is to get the aquarium, kitchen, and greenhouse full, and then everything else empty permanently, maybe. So I think I'm gonna empty the reservoir, and then go over and spend all of my keys, and then if my running shoes survive the trip, I'll come back and empty the rest of the fountain into the reservoir, because then that'll enable me to drain the reservoir more in the future, and then the fountain can be permanently open. But I don't get to spend my 16 keys if I put all the money in the reservoir right now. So that's the bit of awkward there. It's 1, pump 2. That's the aquarium like that. Yeah, so we can still see about how much we can fit in there. So aquarium is full, kitchen is full, greenhouse is full, all that stuff works again. And both these tanks are full, and that tank's full. So that's as much as we can do without draining more from the reservoir. That's going to be about it for this run, so I'm going to now head back on. I was tempted to go get the basement key, but it's not useful to me unless I can keep in mind the blessing of the monk is still active. Okay. Sure. Nope. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've got some more steps, as it turns out. Right. Secret garden. God, I always forget it does that. The secret garden has so many purposes that I forget all the time what half of them are. It's just a good room to have. I think the next experiment I want to run, that sounds kooky, is what if I use the blessing of the monk in the foundation? Like, that sounds cursed. Well, let me do that. What does the foundation elevator go to if I move it? Is there a secret alternate destination for the foundation elevator? Because that would be funny. And by funny, I mean potentially really important to the plot, for all I know. The fact that there was a secret shrine hiding behind the alternate placement of the antechamber makes me wonder if there's an alternate thing you can do if you place the entrance hall or foundation up there, maybe? Right, I came here to spend my 16 keys. Let's do it. Oop. That's not how you go down there. I'm amused that, like, we're in a weird mix of, like, do this crazy endgame puzzle and also, let's just fuck around and find out. Who knows, man? Who knows what things do? It's crazy. The green memos and boxes near this box are both lies. We don't know which ones are green memos yet. The sanctum key is not in a box, it is buried. Oh my fucking god. I mean, that is a lie. We know that now. The sanctum key was definitely just in one of the boxes. I cannot believe I just got lucky and found the sanctum key in a box. The box containing allowance tokens is marked by this. But we know that red notes that are typed are lies. Oh my god, there's 3 allowance tokens. This box contains 3 allowance tokens. Contained in past tense, it says. That's really funny. The token stays here. Oh my goodness, I'm so vindicated. There are allowance tokens. Let's do the ones that aren't in line of sight first. More than 2 boxes containing prizes. But it's a red note. Oh man. Sanctum keys in a white box. That's a red note. More than 2 boxes containing prizes is false. That implies that that's just the allowance token and the sanctum key, and that's it. Sanctum key is in a black box. I forget if I articulated the thought earlier, but they said that there is a major key. Pink boxes always contain blue memos. Pink box with sun. Are you pink box with the sun? The fact that you can't see what is on the lid anymore is... Oh wait, I can close it. That's probably pink. Maybe that's true. We had a note saying that there's a major key in the safe house. And the safe house, I believe, is where I got one of the... the box containing allowance tokens is white. I believe that the safe house is where we got one of the sanctum keys. It's one of the major locations we were doing back then. All boxes marked with star contain memos that are true. So based on that, the major key is not much of a reveal because it should just be the sanctum key we had in the first place. The pink boxes do not contain any prizes. But that does make me wonder if you go back in the safe house now that we already have the sanctum key. Oh, hello. Does it spawn another one? A box in the water contains 3 allowance tokens, and it's handwritten, so it's true. We already found it. I once again already found the clue, the thing. I might have enough keys to open all of them, and then just be done with this forever. Sanctum key is not in a box in the water, that's true. Box containing allowance tokens is marked with a flame, but that's typed in red, so it's wrong. But I don't remember if there was a clue that contradicts that rule. Like, it's typed in red, it's wrong, but also it's in a special box, so it's true, actually. Green memos and blue boxes are true. It says about itself. I have 1 key left. Is there a secret box somewhere? I think we get to... I think I came in here with enough keys this time that we can just consider this a loose end that has been properly resolved forever. And it really was the best case scenario where not only did I get enough keys to do all of it in one go, but I also specifically, there was a reward for it. There was a reward remaining, and it wasn't just a sanctum key puzzle. There were 3 allowance tokens, so I get to be vindicated once again with my frankly absurd luck at this point, where at the last minute I did get a thing that made this episode particularly impactful. Granted, it's 6 more allowance, and money doesn't mean as much anymore, so it's just like, it's nominally impactful. The game essentially is telling me I did good boy job. And that's about it. So at this point I'd want to refill the reservoir back to the water level that lets me reach the tunnel. And the perfect outcome... Do I care about the crown? I don't think I care about the crown this run. I'm right here, who cares? I'm going to see what I can do with the water levels. But ideally, I would set the water level so that it's exactly the right height to let me go in the reservoir. And to have all those other places empty. We want the 3 things that I want to be full are full. The water level set for the reservoir to let me take the boat into the safe room. I've already pulled this lever this run. At the beginning of the run. I'm a fool. I also don't know if I even want the crown. I want to probably open the other rooms so I can just grab the basement key. Because one of the things that I can accomplish this run is open the fountain door after I get back to the pump room to shift it around. Thankfully, the shoes are saving me once again. I love the shoes so much. They are like the quiet hero of this entire game. They're so helpful. The fact that they let you just run around like a crazy person and just accomplish anything you want to do is just, That is, in fact, the good shit. Okay, so we're gonna run all the way back up to the pump room. And I will shift the water around. Use the secret garden. Still going the right way? Almost. We'll use the secret garden to open See, I'm slow now. I was going fast a second ago, and then yeah. If I could figure out how to consistently go that fast, which almost seems like a bug, then it'd be easier to get the red crown sometimes. Which side is the lever on? Ah, it's the wrong one. I want the one on this side. But this is just the slow machines section of this episode. Do the 3 cranks and the 2 levers, and then do the pump room again. Time to practice some of that classic patience I keep hearing about. A trait for cowards. Yeah. See, if I drain the fountain, I can finally open the door at the bottom of it. I don't know how useful that'll be run at this point in the playthrough, but it is a permanent thing that I have not ever opened this whole time. Those are both already full. Okay, so the fountain wasn't... The reservoir was in my physical notes. What height do we want the reservoir to be? 6. Want the reservoir to be 6. The fountain is currently 5. Both of these tanks are 4. Oh, the aquarium is 6. Okay, let's fill the pool. Which is 6, but different use of the word 6. If I can transfer all of the contents of the aquarium directly into the reservoir, then I will successfully set it to 6. But how do I get... Let's see. Tank 1. Okay, so 1 can go to 2. Or directly into 1. So I can basically send the fountain directly into the pool. That's fine. So I was just like, doing the jug puzzle here, I'm like, how do I get the aquarium volume to go into the reservoir without that being a problem? I actually might be getting my order of operations wrong here still. Let's see, if I dump the contents of the aquarium essentially directly into the reservoir, then how do I get the pool back into the aquarium? Also, does that math work out? Not really. I have 3 more pips than I want. Okay. Wait, but we have... These guys can carry the extra pips. Because this has 4 slots. Okay. Okay, so... Aquarium is 3. I want 3 to go into 2. 3 can dump into tank 1, and then dump out into 2, so that part's easy. And then 3 and 6 are also both tied to 2, so... Yeah, sorry, tank 1. So I should be able to do it all via the same tank, so it's not going to cross-pollinate or create problems. Okay. Alright, pump 1. So I'm going to dump all of the aquarium 1-to-1 into the reservoir. Make sure this is set to the right side. Yep. And then I will dump... Did this wrong? It's you. Right. There we go. We'll dump the contents of the aquarium 1-to-1 into the reservoir, and then we will dump the contents of the pool into the aquarium. And then I'll be able to finish draining the pool by putting it all in tank 1, because the leftover space is there. The reason why I'm putting the aquarium into the reservoir and not the pool into the reservoir is that the aquarium has a height of 6, which is the same height that we're trying to aim for in the reservoir. So now we have 6 in the reservoir. I can now drain the pool, because I want the pool drained, because I want to be able to always get the 2 trunks in it. So after this, if I'm correct, I am potentially done with water for the rest of this playthrough. I might never need to move it again. We got to find out the secret at the bottom of the aquarium, and the kitchen being full of water is good because it lets me refill my water. Greenhouse, I don't know. It's a greenhouse, so it's good that it has water. I drained it of water and didn't see anything useful about that. Could be wrong. Aquarium is 3. Right, this way. I could be wrong about the greenhouse, but I feel like draining it doesn't really do anything good for me, just like draining the kitchen doesn't do anything good for me, whereas having it full, I think it might be more likely to spawn gem flowers when it's full, but I genuinely don't know. It might be that greenhouse being full or empty doesn't really do much for me, but everything else does something, so it probably does something. So I'll just accept that I don't necessarily know what the greenhouse does. As far as water level goes. But everything else I'm pretty confident is where I want it to be. We've emptied every... Yeah, now we've emptied all of the lock boxes. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Unlocking the fountain means that I'll be able to use that door in the future, or at least be sure that there's nothing important there. I'm kind of like covering my bases with both the fountain and the reservoir boxes, and I was rewarded for checking one of them. So it should be good, yeah. Aquarium, I just feel bad about it being empty. I don't know if that changes anything, but hey, we'll get to see the electric eels now, I assume. Kitchen will let me refill my stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm now going to grab the basement key, unlock the bottom of the fountain to finally know if for sure if there's anything there besides it just being the door. And that's kind of intrinsically a bit satisfying anyway. And we will continue to do future runs where I try to find out more and more of the blue memos as a background task on top of all the other puzzle solving I'm doing. Ta-da! And then for funsies, I'm gonna go rest in the foundation next to see what that does. Since I apparently still have a I apparently still have the Blessing of the Monk. Okay, so not a very impactful use of shelter this run. It sheltered me against the 3 least intrusive red rooms, but whatever, I guess. It's a gamble every time. And I anticipated it being more useful than that. But I just straight up didn't have to place any of the bad red rooms. I have not drained this fountain since the beginning of the run. It was the first thing that excited me when I got the pump room. I was like, oh my god, we can drain the fountain. I'm so excited. And then I actually came down here and it was just a locked door. I'm like, oh. And then I had reason to try to move the water around, and so I just never got to do this, unfortunately. It's been kind of painful. But it was one of the first things that really, like, opened up the mystery, and we're like, ooh, what's going on? Really intrigued me about how the game was going to go forward. Why is that black? Just looks surreal. Yeah, they look like gaps. Yep, no, it just connects to here. There's no secrets in between. That's it. That's the whole place. Womp womp. And there's the that's ready to go there. So now I've opened this up, but it's not useful as a shortcut across the water. I keep wanting to open the map for this area. It, like, at most would let me go over there. And that is also kind of useless because there's like a spiral staircase there, I think, that's connected to the other room. What's it called? The weird crest room where I lit the candles is also connected over there. So I think this is basically useless. It just happens to be there. So at this point I'll go back to the foundation. I'm doing okay on steps, so let's experiment a little bit more. I think I can make it. We'll see. So before I rest in the foundation, the sneakers should protect me down here. There's one. Two. Good start. But yeah, let's test the idea. The thing said that there's a major key in the safe room. I don't know if we even had the chance to know that there was a safe room down here before we found it. So I don't know if that was a useful clue. Like, it feels like it might only be useful after you've already been here, but I don't remember what the context was when we first came here and what we knew or didn't know about it. I know it's just a tunnel you can visibly spot almost immediately. But given that you can spot it so early, and then that one note on the window about water heights tells you what heights to put it to get here, you could definitely get here without knowing anything about it. Slow. Another slow thing. I'd be curious to see if this room has replaced the sanctum key with a new major key that you can maybe get every run by coming here. But I am saying right. God damn it. My poor voice for me playing this game so much. But I am saying that right now that was time consuming enough that I don't know if I'd be able to put up with it. A trunk up there. There's the cracked wall hint. I remember you. We're past that now. There's the resistance, basically. There's the A. That's where I got that from. It's this room. We have two notes about that room. Delete it. What does that mean, though? 6 months of planning and no regrets make Black Shores guide us. We seek what's in the shade of truth. This giant plan. Forced entry at 124. White. Getaway car at 136. Did they plan their heist to happen at the sacred hour? They come in just before 1:30 and they leave just after 1:30. I think they planned it so they'd be stealing the actual crown at 1:30. I don't think it's actually said anywhere on here, the precise time. But that's funny. Because they have such a value for 1:30. The idea that they would ritualize this entire heist to steal it at that time is very interesting. Where is the key, though? Is that where the sacred key was? It said it was on the wall. Because yeah, there was a sanctum key in here somewhere. So I came down here mainly to test whether or not it's been replaced by a new key. But yeah, the whole process of getting down here is annoying enough that I wouldn't really want to do that every run, even if it does give me a bonus key. Watching that whole cutscene and watching the boat travel each time would kind of drive me insane. And then half the time I'd be like, here's a car key. It might have been on there. That's a blackboard though, not a pin board. I don't see a key anywhere, so if there was a key, I do not think it's been replaced. I think that clue was a sanctum key clue, which is interesting because I don't know how long ago I could have had this. How did I get here again? It was via the blue tent, which was 400 gold, but before it was 400 gold, it was 8 achievements. And I think that the gift shop joined the game after we got room 46 and enrolled credits once. I don't remember if there was any sort of ceremonial addition of it to the deck, or if I just started drawing it after then. But I think I distinctly remember it being a post-credits thing. So you could maybe get 8 achievements and 400 gold before you finish the Sanctum Key puzzle. So maybe that clue would have helped. But right now it's just kind of a waste of my time, I guess. Yeah, sorry if I missed anything, anybody, but I do not see a key. Also, this entire sequence, the shoes have saved me from every single step. When I decided to do this little journey, it cost me... I was at 8 steps already. Okay, so it teleports you back with no cutscene. It'd be nice if it teleported you both ways with no cutscene, since I've already seen it before. But yeah, there's no... I believe there's no code check this run. I can't store anything for next run. Or future runs. Getting the lucky purse 2 runs in a row is very funny. We have the shelter, so I can't trade anything to see for anything weird there. But I believe we're ready to just rest. And I want to rest in the Foundation to see how the game reacts to that. Because this elevator intrigues me. There's definitely downsides, potentially, like the elevator might not work. You might not be able to turn it on if it still requires you to activate it from behind. I don't know. We'll see what it does. Still having a good time with this game. Definitely want to have a few more ideas of what to do next, because I might... This run was... I ended up getting... between getting that door open and getting the boxes open, I ended up doing something pretty impactful this episode, but I definitely was like... In the first half of the episode, I was like, uh-oh. I actually might be kind of low on ideas, and I might be just running the roguelike loop for the sake of it, and that's not what I want to do to my audience. I definitely want more than that, so... Do I have any more objectives for myself? We are working on the tunnel. I just didn't draw it this time via RNG. So I need backup plans for when I can't work on that. We We can work on the 8th rank memos every episode, but that's not a thing to do a whole run for. That's not that exciting, especially if the advice isn't that relevant. But each blue memo might give me something impactful. Like learning that the red thing is powering a second location. Now I'm like, okay, where's the second location? And where's the scepter? We have a lot of loose ends. We have a fair number of things of like, here's a thing, where does it go? Or you need this, but where's that? And it's not like very actionable. So it's like, okay, here's the key of Ares, where does it go? And then another thing is like, bring the stone and scepter. And I'm like, I only know, I know where the crown is, but I don't know where the stone and the scepter are. Where do I go get those? And I'm assuming eventually some of these loose ends have to build up and connect at some point. The security screens. Delete this. Or delete it, it said. How do you delete anything?